So what is the iRefi three-step financial review? Well, basically, we break it down into three quick steps. Firstly, we have a look at your current interest rates and whether you've had any recent cashbacks. And so we'll take a look at these mortgages, whether it's worth breaking them now and getting some cash back and some lower rates, or whether we should just wait, and whether we should identify different banks for the future, whether we can actually get those better deals at your current bank. One thing iRefi does a lot of, which isn't really normal in the industry, is help you get a better deal at your current bank. So if you like your bank and they're doing a great job and you can get a good deal there, we will help you get the better interest rates and cashback at your main bank. The second step is a restructure. So what a lot of property investors have not done is structured their mortgages and the ownership structure for their properties in an effective way that helps them protect their assets. So we'll look at the tax and ownership structures, we'll look at the terms, we'll look at a bunch of different things that in the long term is going to help you pay off the debt faster, help you build your portfolio, and help you protect the assets. Sometimes this is separating securities, sometimes this is actually cross-securing properties again to get better deals and more borrowing power. Sometimes it's involving another bank, sometimes introductions to accountants or lawyers just to make sure that you're working with someone that really knows what they're doing. And the restructure side of things is really where iRefi excels. So we help a lot of clients on the refinancing side of things, specifically for the reasons of paying debt off faster. And when you see those fancy gimmicks or brokers or companies talking about paying a mortgage off like decades faster and stuff, there's no rocket science. There's a few simple tactics and a little bit of financial discipline, and that comes through that restructure, making sure that you're aware of the tactics and strategies used by people who want to pay the debts off a bit faster. But a lot of our clients are property investors, so the structure and the terms are essential to help you extend out your interest-only periods and to help build up that leverage and maximize your borrowing. If you are just dealing with one bank, you've got maybe a couple mil of lending already, odds are the banks are starting to talk about commercial rates and restricting your lending. That's our specialty, helping you continue to lend. And the third and probably the most important part of the iRefi three-step review is the financial freedom aspect of it. So we want to help you identify, if you haven't already, what is your magic number that you want as recurring passive annual income when you stop working, so that when you come to a certain age, might be 50, it might be 65, it might be 70, that you're earning a minimum of 50,000 or 100,000 a year, and then we reverse engineer what your portfolio needs to look like so that that number is guaranteed. And that might be adding one property or adding 3 or adding 10 more properties in the period of time that you've got. And it might also involve selling a property, which is generally not advised, but if it's not the right property for your financial goal, is replacing that property with a property that might have more potential for subdivision or more potential that has better cash flow. So we really challenge your thinking and push you to think a little bit longer term and to reverse engineer your goals. And that's the benefit of working with a mortgage advisor that is that is thinking 10, 20 years ahead all day, every day with a lot of different clients, as we know the questions to ask and the tactics to use to help you reach those goals, instead of just taking it year by year and then you've lost 10 years and you wanted to build up that portfolio, but there's only like maybe 2 or 3 properties when maybe you could have had 5 or 6. So you can be assured that if we think there's room in your portfolio for more lending and more properties, we're going to be at least going through those scenarios with you and saying, hey, look, you can do this. Do you want to do it? Here's a couple of listings, or why don't you talk to a couple of these different Barfoot agents and go look at these properties. And you'll be amazed sometimes that people with 30 or 40 properties still coming to us and asking, oh, how can I do this, or how can I do that, or why is the bank saying no to this? And so that financial freedom planning aspect of it is a real value add. And we're not charging for this service that we might in the future, but take advantage of it. So that's a 3-step review.